Hi everyone, we're going to talk about sexless marriages with Pallavi. She's an intimacy coach, and sexless marriages are more common than we actually think. So let's have a great discussion today, okay? Hi all of you. So I'll just wait for some of you to join and then we'll start. Hi. Hello. Hello Malika, Divya. Hello Preeti. Hi Fit Mom. Yes, I'm hoping for great session and great learnings as well. Good evening. Hi Ganga. Subhanallah. Am I audible? Yesterday I was not audible. Not yesterday, day before yesterday. Hi Vinita. Hi. Hey Pallavi. Hi. I'll just add you, okay? Thank you.
Hi, Swati.
Hi
Hello.
Pallavi. Hi.
So,
So it's so surreal seeing you because I've been a big fan of your work. The kind of awareness that you're bringing about that too. You're really out there, you know. You are very open with your posts, and I really love how honest you are. So thank you so much for joining me today on a very sensitive, at the same time very important topic, which is sexless marriages.
yes.
You are an intimacy coach, so people go follow Pallavi for a lot of sexuality related, intimacy related posts that she brings about. A lot of interesting Q&As she does. So thank you again, Pallavi, for joining. See, first of all, when you suggested sexless marriages, I was like, let's do it because it's so common. I mean, I don't know if people even understand it is that common. It is so common. And I get DMs on a regular basis that people are in sexless marriages. Um, so first, I would want to ask you, what is your experience of being in a sexless marriage? Because
Yes.
not everybody opens up about these things, you know. And I'm really grateful to have met some amazing individuals who can open up about their personal lives to me and my audience. And now you are also one of them. So please tell us about your experience of being in a sexless marriage.
So first of all, Swati, I'm really, I'm very grateful that you kind of connect all these different dots in the sexual wellness space because they're just handful of us. Okay, working in this space, and I saw that picture also when you posted a dick. So I've also I kind of like we were having so I was also part of a Western community of sex educators, and everyone's saying that I've got a dick pic, and I said no, I haven't got it yet. The day I got it, I said, see, I'm one among you. So finally, I'm certified
Yeah.
sexuality educator.
Yeah.
So definitely to keep going despite all of it, I know what kind of sometimes it really gets to your head. And then
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, sit down, calm yourself and get back to, doing what you love to do. So thank you for
Yeah.
doing this. Now,
Thank
I think
you.
the first question that you've asked, I think this question was definitely one of the reasons why I chose to talk about sex. And I can actually see the journey. Like, I was never sexless. I was sexually active before my marriage, with like not more than one man, if I can say that. And then I got married, and I kind of believe that now that I have got married, there has to be some change, right?
When did you get
Like,
married? At what
so
age?
I got married when I was 26. I was
Ah,
like,
so enough life experiences. Okay.
so, and then also I jumped to the marriage because I'm not sure. it is still happening because that was 10 years back, but somewhere you have in your head that your biological clock is running. So you have to
Yeah.
so you have to make this decision swiftly. Like at 26, I already felt that I'm in my late 20s. Now I'm in my late 30s and I feel like it has just begun. My life has just begun. But back then I felt like I'm getting old. I'm getting old. And we end up, believing so many myths and so many misconceptions that we are growing older. And I think society has a strong influence,
Yeah.
Maya, Swati. So society has got a strong influence on us, and it does play it part to a large extent before we realize that something is wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had a like 5 year sexless marriage, and then I had a kid immediately after my marriage because my mom suggested that will work up the marriage.
Oh,
So to
yeah.
save the marriage, I had a
Always.
kid. That's the classic parental advice, that have kids and
Yep.
everything will be sorted.
Child will be
So
the
I was
therapist.
so yeah, even that sex was very mechanical. Like I never kind of had the pleasure. It was more like a duty sex to have a kid. And
Mm.
even when I see childless couples and when they're trying to have sex, it's a very mechanical sex. So I think went through it. Fortunately, I got conceived like very early, so I didn't have to go through a year of trying. I just conceived in 6 months of my marriage, and
Okay.
then I had a kid. And my only reason, and I think a lot of women will identify, the only reason to have sex is procreation. Once that is over, I'm done. It's like, okay, I got the kid, I'm done with it. I don't want to do something that I don't enjoy. I mean, didn't understand the vocabulary of pleasure or whatever, but I could understand, my body understood that this is not something I'm liking. Okay,
Okay.
that was one part of it, because again, a lot of porn educated men, and still predominant share of porn watchers are men. Like 67% of men watch porn compared to 33% of women, and those 33% of women are often accompanied by their partners. So like
Oh,
it's very relatively very small share of women who actually watch porn solo. Otherwise, it's mostly like a solo, of pastime for men. So then when, and porn teaches nothing about intimacy. Like now I kind of question, like, okay, you're not doing this right. Okay, you should do this. But back then, I like the silence, is like, it's like it seals your mouth. You the only thing is like you can avoid, you can abstain from it.
yeah.
And that everyone knows that, okay, abstaining is good. No one will
Mm, yeah.
question you on that.
Correct.
Yeah. That was I think
Okay.
the
Okay.
reason I stayed. Yeah.
Right. And then 5 years of being in the marriage, and then after having a kid, you decided to. So, when was the transition from sexless marriage to, um, decision making, and then to walking out and to an intimacy coach? Tell us a little bit about that journey, and then we will get into the subject.
Yeah, so it was not planned. I mean, as a young single mother, as a 28 year old, like 32, I was 32, I was still young. So as a 32-year single mother, I had no guts to really go out on my own and have a divorce. So
Yeah.
fortunately, my husband left for an on-site assignment, and I was on my own for 2 years. And then I
Okay.
learned all the things, like I did not know how to transact, internet banking. I did not know, like, despite working at a very good role, I did not know how to bank, like how to do internet banking. I did not know my landlord's, the bank account to transfer the rent. He would do every small little thing, and that increased my dependency on him. So I think
Okay.
when I started struggling and I felt like I can't live it on my own. So those
Okay.
2 years were that kind of respite where I was on my own, and then I realized, hey, I'm more happy. It was like a deja, like it was like a serendipity. Like I'm more happy. How is it happening? I lost weight. I became like organically. I started losing weight. I was more happy, and then I had an affair with a married man. So even that was not planned, but during the time of an affair, I discovered my sexuality. Like my sexuality blossomed in that, like, and I was like, okay, is this the same me? The same woman who was in 5 years sexless marriage, had no idea about that, whether she can partake in fantasy role playing on a phone call. Okay, whether, I mean, it was very new to me. Like even before, I was more like a passive. passive person, like who things were done to her. Okay. Now I was participating. So at least I moved from, things being done to me to at least participating before I start doing the things to the other person. So I think that affair, and like I still believe like ethically I couldn't have an affair outside my marriage, so I chose to eventually come out. But that entire episode, being in a sexless marriage to an extramarital affair, was, it was completely life transforming. Like I could actually see two aspects of society: that how the other person was also in a sort of sexless marriage. So how
Okay.
sexless marriage leads to cheating, especially for women and for men. So that was a strong reason, yeah.
Right, right. Amazing, yeah. After all that, you are now an intimacy coach and everything. Wow. Good, good job, Pallavi. So now tell us, how long can people be in sexless marriages, Pallavi? Or is it practical to be in a sexless marriage? Can a marriage survive without sex?
See, the tenacity of a person to be in a sexless marriage, human beings have this immense capability to adapt, even to the wrong circumstances. So you will have a child sexual abuse victim living it out for, as a child, a
Mm-hmm.
child lives out the abuse for 5 or 9 years or 10 years. Like people actually come and women come and they say that we have been living this abuse for 10 years as little kids. As an adult, our tenacity to, endure something which is unhealthy also increases, though it will have its spillovers. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so it will, like, there will be frustration, there will be loneliness, and there would be, you feel unloved, you feel
Mm-hmm.
undesirable,
Mm-hmm.
and loneliness is the worst of it all. Like you feel lonely in a marriage, and people do stay because they see sex as one of the things, which it is, sex is the one of the things, but I say it's a major barometer, of the state of the affairs of your marriage. So they say, okay, if I don't have sex and rest everything is fine, my husband is affectionate, and household duties and kids and everything is fine, just because of one reason I can't leave them. At the
Mm-hmm.
same time, they toy with the idea of cheating outside the marriage. Like they say, can I get my needs fulfilled by having an affair? And this is also happening because technology has made cheating accessible for everyone. Okay, so a lot of times they kind of toy with the idea, and some of them do have those short-term affairs, like it would be a 15-day affair and then
Mm-hmm.
back to a sexless marriage, so it occurs in spells, but it's not healthy. I mean, people, I would say it takes an effort. Like everything, it takes an effort. Either you face it, you confront it, or you quit it, or you do something about it. But that taking a stance, people have not learned in our society. Like the stigma attached to the divorce. So
Mm-hmm.
they
Mm-hmm.
live it up. Like when to answer your question, how long? I know sexless marriages from 17 years, 13 years, 10 plus years. Yes, there is no connection. I mean, when sex goes out of the window, the intimacy, physical intimacy also goes out. So the husband and wife, they don't even cuddle, they don't even kiss, because cuddle and kiss is linked to sex. Like they think that if I cuddle, then I have to have sex. So
Yeah.
entire physical intimacy. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Now tell us the reasons for sexless marriage. What are all the reasons?
See, one of the reasons, like if I talk about the hormonal, urges, like when we get married, even sexless couples, they do see a decline in sex. It was not sexless ever to begin with. So
Right.
there are those hormones, like one of these hormones is called PEA, and it's like a love hormone. Like, it fills your body with a lot of happy rush, and you feel like, okay, this new affair is kindled, and then you have an affair. But over a period of time, the level of the hormone diminishes. Now add to it finances, conflict. Did you get the milk? The maid has come. Okay, all
Yeah.
this drudgery, it takes its toll on the diminishing hormonal level. So,
Right.
see, marriage, originally it was, defined as it was an institution for the division of labor for children, and then we kind of, Bollywood has romanticized it. Okay, so we have this, like, okay, you are, congratulations, you're having same, sex with the same person for your lifetime. Okay, so I mean, all of these things contribute to a sexless marriage. If I say most importantly, it's the shame that sex is dirty.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
like women, they learn that, from even women and even men. Like increasingly, I'm seeing women coming up that we are in a sexless marriage. That's a like very drastic shift from like men always, like men want sex, and women give it.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think yeah, yes.
Okay, okay. So a major point that you raise here is the hormones going down, and then yeah. Okay. What other reasons are there, Pallavi? Any more like physical reasons, medical reasons?
Yeah, so as I said, like, kids, like a lot of parents, again, the idea of parent is very desexualized. Like,
Yeah.
as parents, you can't be erotic. Like,
Oh
what will
yeah.
your children think if you start kissing? Like, as a couple, you still have your private time. Now there is this third little baby intruder. So you can't lock your door because what
Mm.
will happen? The kid will come, or the kid often co-sleeps with the parents
Mm.
in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
joint families.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so all these issues also lack of privacy. Plus, people don't understand that they are a sexual being. Like the
Mm.
concept is alien to a lot of people because we have never had a understanding of sex in terms of pleasure. It was always threat, like you can get pregnant or
Mm.
it's dirty. I remember one of my boyfriends like back then he said we can't have sex on Rakhi, and I said why? Because it's a festival.
Okay, okay. Right.
So religion, it's anti-religion. It's not pure. I mean, I like okay, you didn't change after having sex. I mean, there is something like why should I change after having sex? Like, why my clothes are okay? So all those conceptions of it being dirty and silence. I think this we need to have like someone actually
Because
suggests
a
that we
lot
need
of,
to have.
yeah, actually, yes, a lot of mothers have asked me, postpartum mothers have asked me, I should I have a bath after sex before touching my baby and all that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, you should actually hold.
Pallavi, can you hear me? Are people able to hear us? Am I stuck? Is Pallavi stuck? Both of us are stuck. Huh? One second, Pallavi, one second. Pallavi, one second. Yeah. Did you get a call or something? Okay, okay. Now, yeah, tell me. So, what should they do after sex with the baby?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
No, you didn't tell. I mean, that got cut actually. You're about to say something that.
Yes, I said grab hold of the baby immediately after you make love with your husband because your body is flowing with oxytocin. So you will be able to give that same, vibe to your baby also. The baby also gets that affectionate touch.
Right.
It's not the other way around. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So these kind of thoughts like right, on festive days it shouldn't be done, or it's a dirty thing, or sex during pregnancy is not okay. There's a lot of couples actually, without knowing the anatomy, they're like, will the baby know that I'm having sex? Is a big question they ask. Yeah.
Oh, that's very novel.
Baby is like
I
sitting
haven't heard.
inside and who is coming in? Okay. Yeah. So yeah, so many reasons to be in sexless marriages. But then I have also got a lot of people DMing me telling that their partner is of a different sexual orientation and they never knew for many years, many
Yes.
years. Have you also come across such cases, Pallavi?
See, I always ask this question whenever some like a woman, she because it's still easy for a man to do something like a woman. She doesn't. I mean, somewhere I feel that when a man reaches out with the problem, he already knows why it is. Like she's not, but the woman doesn't know because men are supposed to want sex. So that's
Hmm.
like a complete, it's like completely opposite to the traditional view that men want sex. So even like talking from women point of view, what was the question? I'm so sorry, I just lost the question. What was the question?
Yeah, so I asked, have you come across couples where one of the
Yes.
partner realized that, the other one was, homosexual all the way along, or had a different,
I
yeah, gender.
strongly suspect
Hmm.
this. I strongly suspect this, and I even asked them that this could be one of the reasons because it never come across their mind that a gay man could be married to a heterosexual woman. Okay, this could
Mm-hmm.
be there in a lot of couples. This does happen, like closeted gay, closeted
Mm.
homosexual couples. So I do ask them, like, and they say that they have no way of knowing it. Like they can't
Mm.
confront their husband that are you gay?
Mm.
Okay, and that's why you're not having sex because there is so much of resistance. You know, if one
Yeah.
person, because they always have this to play out that, see, as a whole, no one is talking about sex or no one is like really proclaiming that, that I'm sexually active. So, what are you talking about? Like, we don't have role models. I can't say, what? That girl had an orgasm last night and why I'm not getting why you're not having sex with me. I can never draw a parallel because even in best friends there's no talk. So I have nothing to really benchmark that, so I think it rarely gets addressed even if it is there. Maybe at best a woman can get a divorce or not, but otherwise it's very trickier territories to like really counter that
Right.
what is the
Right.
reason and can they actually work it out, because even I heard that like people share that somehow they convince their spouse to come to a therapy and the moment sex got talked about they walked out.
Yeah, that has happened here. Yeah, we had this intimacy workshop with a sex therapist uh, 2 3 years back, and there were around 10 15 couples. Okay, the moment doctor started talking about sexual issues, this man walks out, and after a while, the woman who's sitting solo and listening, she is actually crying. Okay, and a doctor pauses the session for a while, and then he asks this woman what's happening, and she said, I brought him so that he can listen to this. Exactly, when you're at this topic, he's walking out. What do I do now? What
Yeah.
more can I do? Yeah, so women are feeling helpless that men are not seeking help as well. Yeah.
Yes. I think it has to do with like, you have to understand, like, not normalize something as it's okay to be in a sexless marriage. After 6 or 7 years, it takes a long time. Like 2 or 3 years, it's just like, okay, it's okay. Like a lot of women said that maybe he is in stress. Like a lot of times, they attribute it to some other reason. I'm having a headache. I'm too tired. I don't have time. See, eventually you make out time, but it always comes to the bottom list of priorities. Like everything gets taken care of except this thing which keeps getting, like deprioritized. So you always have some factor attributing I'm not liking. So I think as a society, see, it will take a time to change. Like you can't. One thing is definitely you should seek help. If you're
Yeah.
listening this talk, you should seek help. Talk about it.
Yeah, yeah. And people have to know that it might not it needn't be the person who's not initiating that needs the talk. You can also go and talk. You can also get some clarity on this issue. It's not like, okay, will he go? Will he go? They don't have to be like that. Or will she go? They can first go and talk, right? To a person like you. I mean, any sex therapist or an intimacy coach, they can go and share. So, what are the solutions, Pallavi? So, first thing, what all should they do?
See, I actually talk about something which is called differentiation. So what happens is, in a marriage, there is so much of about togetherness. Like you two are a unit. It's like, you are like this, two bodies and one soul. So I would say that you have to. It's not about the individuality versus connection. Okay, it has to be that you should not lose your individuality in the connection. You can still, you don't have to, it cannot be like either or situation, that either you have to step out of relationship because you want to hold on your own, or you have to lose your own to be in a relationship. None of these are
Hmm.
healthy states. So how you can be your own in a relationship where, when I was in a sexless marriage, I never knew me as a woman. Okay, I'm
Hmm.
a woman first. Now I actually know myself as a woman, that I'm a mother, but I'm a woman too. Okay, so just to
Correct.
go on the record, like, because I'm talking and trying to set the example of what it does to be. So I had a sex, like, I was having sex with my partner yesterday,
Hmm.
and my kid was, in the other room. He was watching TV.
Okay.
Okay, and then he closed the door. And the man was little apprehensive that, what if he comes, the door was locked, so he could not come in, and he was watching a cartoon, and he was like, just started to watch, and it was his favorite series. So I said, you need to understand that parents also have a private time. Okay, you need to set up that example in front of the kids, that it's not that they can just come in, like they
Yeah.
should know that there is a certain time that their parents are inside, and they are there, they are around, they are not alone. You can always knock, and you can always get up. So I would say that, just to don't lose yourself as a woman. I think the first thing is, like, you just lose yourself in the relationship. Like, relationship is everything, and it is, but it is one of the things.
Yeah, yeah. Correct, yeah. Because this is the same thing that I keep talking when I talk about mom guilt. I mean, you are a mother, but then you are not only a mother. You are so many other things. You can be so many other things. And
Yes.
becoming a mother or becoming a parent doesn't make you a non-sexual person suddenly. How can that happen? Because we have not seen our parents being very intimate with each other. We don't have role models. We even movies, beyond an age and all, when they show certain things, a lot of people feel they're old. That's
Yes,
not
yes.
okay. Yeah, yeah. So I think we need to change a lot of these things. So thank you so much, Pallavi. I loved this
Thank you.
conversation. Yeah, you are amazing. You are so honest. You are so genuine, and oh my God, you are beautiful. I really love your work. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing. I hope my audience also reaches out to you if they have issues. Please reach out to Pallavi. Go check out her page, follow her, and thank you. Thank you for supporting everybody. Thank you for supporting these kind of conversations. Thank you so much. Pallavi, bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Bye.
Swati. Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Bye.